My name is Simon Holford. I'm a senior lecturer in petroleum geoscience at the University of Adelaide. I work in the Australian School of Petroleum. We're the biggest petroleum-focused academic department in the Southern Hemisphere, and I'm currently in Carrickalinga as part of our first year field trip.
This is one of the first courses that we teach as part of the Petroleum Engineering programme. We give them an introduction to petroleum geology and the oil and gas industry so that they have a really good fundamental understanding of where oil and gas come from and how those resources are trapped within the subsurface.
The trip was really good. It actually prepared me in that every engineer needs to know about geology to know what they're applying their maths and physics to. It actually swayed me into studying geology after that, and I've continued on to do a PhD in geology.
You really did learn about how everything relates and how it's all relevant. It was interesting to see the rocks. It was interesting to see the stuff that we've only seen on paper in our lectures and our pracs. And then back at uni, back in the classroom, as it progressed and you learnt more stuff, you just had more of an understanding and you could just visualise it all more, and it just all helped with the understanding even on other subjects.
It kind of gave us a way to approach other problems in sort of the geology, petroleum way. That's really translated well into other subjects and other problems and other group assignments.
The demonstrators who are there who teach you these things and they show you diagrams while you're out there, you can see the rocks. It really helps to visualise rocks in 3D.
So the key observations that the students are making during this experience are measuring properties of the rocks. So they're measuring the geometries and shapes of those rocks, whether they've been folded or faulted. They're measuring the grain size. Then they're using that to evaluate whether those rocks might act as a reservoir for hydrocarbons or whether they might act more as a seal to trap hydrocarbons from a reservoir rock that might be just sitting below it.
In the field trip, we are basically learn how to do a geological map for the different formations. We also get to learn how to measure the direction for different formations. For instance, like a sandstone and limestone and shale. Based on the information we get, we can put that on a map and identify potential reservoirs for the exploration of the petroleum.
Geology, as a mother science, it provides very valuable information for petroleum engineers. Also, geologists, they collect very valuable information from surface, from seismic data, or even from underground sampling that can result into creation of a geological model. This geological model is transferred to petroleum engineers, specifically reservoir engineers, and it helps them to simulate how oil and gas flow inside underground formations.
The role of the geologist is to discover hydrocarbon deposits beneath the Earth's surface, and the role of the engineer is to apply up-to-date science and technology in order to extract those hydrocarbons from the rocks and the Earth's subsurface.
Not only do we learn about underground structure and where oil will trap and when it trapped, we also learn about the different rock types. So out on this field trip there's 5 different rock types. We can work out which one will be our reservoir rock, seal rock, source rock and overburden. This tells you which rock layer might be accumulating the oil, which rock layer might be trapping the oil by sealing the top of the structural trap, and also which one will be providing possibly a good source for that oil to be generated.
The key to success in the petroleum industry is for geologists and engineers to work together as teams. Geologists identifying the places where hydrocarbons are found in the subsurface, engineers applying the science and technology that allows those hydrocarbons to be recovered. I think that a real benefit of this field trip is to appreciate the role that geology plays in shaping the Earth's landscape, and also for students to work in small teams in close proximity with expert geologists.
When we're working with groups in the field, it was really interesting to get to know new people and just all collaborating and understanding what's going on, and everyone's learning at the same time, everyone's on the same level.
Being in small groups with the academics and the demonstrators, it was really nice to see that they are real people and that they can help you, and they're kind of inspiring, you know. It's cool to be able to go down to the beach and say, you know, this is what's happening and the rocks go like this and mean that, and so that was really interesting. They're really cool people.
It's really important for those petroleum engineers of the future to know what a rock looks like and to know how variable that rock is, so that when they're applying their understanding of fluid flow through those rocks and thinking about how petroleum systems operate and behave and how they can best optimise a field, where they would put a well, how they're going to control fluid flow to that well and production from that well, they can have that understanding that they've gained through collecting their own observations in the field and drawing up their own interpretations. It's something that lots of our students tells us stays with them through the rest of their degree and hopefully on into their careers.